As for the Chargers, it's so easy. It's like, honestly, top 5 low-hanging fruit in the National Football League, Chargers are in there. Unfortunately for them, most years they're in there. Last year, not at all. It was a pleasant year for the Chargers under Anthony Lynn's leadership. And they are the ones that have put doubt in folks' heads despite Lamar Jackson's fantastic 2019 campaign to date, winning 8 of 10. What they did to the Ravens in the playoffs last year does, despite what we're seeing out of the Ravens this year, cause some fans to give poise. That's the Chargers, who have been out without Derwin James, who do have some problems on the offensive line staying healthy. Russell Okung did not play again last night. So every team does have injury issues as well. Get it. Got it. But it does appear that we have finally reached the point in the crossroads for the Chargers and Phillip Rivers. It took a long time, but we're finally here. In the same way that the Giants at the crossroads with Eli Manning, where you've got a quarterback who fans love for good reason. You've got a quarterback who, from the neck up, is like a maestro pre-snap. A maestro. You heard it even a couple of times last night from the microphones that ESPN had on the field, picked up. He is a maestro. He knows what you're doing. He knows how you are attempting to do it. Pre-snap puts everybody in the right positions. He's waving people around. He's pointing. He's screaming. He's amazing at it. But you put the pass pressure on him, he is an iron deer on the front lawn, and now is making way too many mistakes for the team to overcome. Just like his 2004 draft bait for whom he was traded, Eli Manning. Chargers have reached that point, and it's really difficult to see. And you could see it on the field, and you can feel it. Cue up his post-game sound, if you don't mind, for me. It's just so not the Phillip Rivers that we're used to seeing. I mean, and again, it's coming off of a loss, and they are 4-7. And you could take your pick, okay, about the most, if you will, Chargers fact you can get from last night. It's maybe the most total yards in the first half without a touchdown by any NFL team in the last 25 years. They had 312 total yards in the first half, 0 touchdowns, just 3 field goals. One of them missed, another Charger fact. Or the fact that the Chargers are the first team in NFL history to lose 7 of their first 11 games, with all of the losses coming by 7 points or fewer. That's a Charger fact.
Wow.
But even through all the years of that's a Charger fact, could the Chargers be any more Charger? Oh boy, the Chargers are chargering, if that's a phrase. It never beat the passion and the red ass, if you will, even though he probably doesn't say those words himself, out of Phillip Rivers. But last night, after he threw his 7th interception in the last 2 games, that's the most of any 2-game span in his career, after throwing his 14th interception of the season, behind only Jameis Winston in that regard through 11 weeks, after throwing his 5th interception of the season in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, which is 3 more than any other human being in the NFL this season, this Phillip Rivers stepped to the podium last night.
Yeah, well, just in general, not scoring in the red zone. We got in there once and twice, I guess, but we just, not scoring in the red zone and turning it over, man, that gets you beat, and that's what's gotten us beat all year. I mean, it's the only way I know is to fight, and you just keep fighting. Sign up for them all, regardless of what your record is, and we've been in this spot before, and you just keep playing.
You got to just wonder, is this a man who's got 9 kids at home and is on the back 9 of his 30s, thinking with no more years left on a contract, wanting to make it to that beautiful new facility that's right up the road from us here in our El Segundo home on off the 405. He wants to play in that building. Is the realization coming over him that maybe this is it? Because the Chargers definitely have to think twice with somebody like, say, Cam Newton out there in this offseason. Chargers absolutely have to think twice with somebody like, say, Justin Herbert coming out of college. Now, that's the type of guy that they have put back there. I mean, that's the guy who Charger fans would recognize, standing back there in the pocket, big, strong-arm dude. He's just one of the bold-faced names that's going to be coming out of college. I'll say it again. I understand he's recuperating from a dislocated hip right now in Tuscaloosa. But all signs are pointing to the fact that he's going to be throwing again by the spring. Tua could be available in the NFL draft in the middle of the first round. Just again, these are the things we are going to be talking about. Right now, too soon, clearly, and I am saying it into a microphone mid-November, although we're on the backside of the middle of the month. These are the things that have to be going through the mind of Phillip Rivers as he heads off into his bye week at 4-7, hoping perhaps that the window of opportunity for this year is still open. Winning out and going 9-7 could be enough. It's possible to be enough. As you know, I think the Raiders are going to go 10-6 and make the playoffs. You've got the Bills sitting in front. We'll discuss a lot of this stuff over the steering wheel in my 4-down segment in the middle of the show. But you have to wonder, is Phillip Rivers thinking this? And my answer has to be yes, he is. Because that Phillip Rivers looks like a beaten man.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.